Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yes. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, guys. Your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our very first live recap. I did pre-recorded live recaps for you guys while I was away in London, but this is our very first live recap here in the studio for us to talk about the new spinoff, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. All right, I'm going to remind you guys how I found out about this show. I was at BravoCon. Lord, take a shot every time I said BravoCon today. I was at BravoCon. I'm minding my own business, just walking around, peeping that Marlo is not getting the love that she swears that she's gotten at BravoCon. I'm just walking around and I see the producers. Kempire? No, that's not me. No, maybe I just look like him. I have one of those faces. No, I didn't do that. I was like, yes, hi. Who are you? I knew who they were because I had just saw them in a panel. All right. So when I was at BravoCon, two of the producers that produced Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, it was already done in October. It was already done. So they told me we have a spinoff that we're working on with an all-black cast. They would not tell me that what the spinoff was from. I found out later though. And I found out from my sources that it was in Martha's Vineyard. I kind of told you guys some of this, right? So I'm already a little bit invested because they swore to me that I would love the show. And so far I do. And apparently so do you. A lot of you are really enjoying Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. So before we get into our recap, like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Share the video. Tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your landlord. Tell the person sitting beside you on the train or on the plane or on the ferry, whatever you take. Because I know a lot of you are on your way home. If you're watching the replay, share it, like it, do all the things. Let's get into a countdown and then get into the Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I just rewatched it again, but I also just dropped you guys a new video. I'm sure our King's Guards will remind you the video that I just dropped about Kim Zolciak Biermann. Croy wants her to get a psych eval. Okay, let's get into this.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow me, lead it. Just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Producer said, "Hey, there's an elephant in the room."
Lord,
y'all gonna bring it up?
No.
Y'all, single.
Sorry, I forgot to delete that from earlier live. I forgot. Sorry, y'all. Let me delete that from here. We don't need to hear more of Marlo's lies. If you missed our recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta from earlier, go check that out. We had a really great conversation and great callers as usual. We will be taking callers for our Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. This is what that is. For those that are just joining us, don't forget to like the video. Those of you watching on TikTok, tap your screens. Trakia says I like both versions of Summer House. I never got it. I tried recently to get into Summer House, the original. I couldn't. And maybe I could have given it a longer shot, but maybe I will revisit. Extra AKA says, Me and my husband love the show. My husband went to college with Nick. Oh, we're going to talk about Nick and the bombshell that he dropped at the end of this episode. All right. Olivia says, it's a nice show, very refreshing. Okay. Okay. Miss Brooklyn Star says, I like it, but I'm side-eyeing some of the men. We will look forward to hearing which guys you are side-eyeing, Miss Brooklyn Star. Hold on, y'all. Let me post this up. Okay, there we go. The name is I'm at Work. I do like it. I wasn't sure at first, but I'm on board, and I really like that it's only a 15-day vacation. Yeah, it's not a long season either. It's not a long season, but if it does well, I'm sure they'll make it a little bit longer. Miss Bernice says, hey, Kempire in chat. Bria gotta go. So last night, I did a quick video after watching the episode, and I posted on my TikTok and my Instagram, and I said, I'm sad to see Mariah go. All right. So if you saw my previous recaps about this show, I said to you that I like Mariah, especially because, you know, we just saw her doing her affirmations with her son on last week's episode. And I was like, oh, I really like her. And I like her energy. And she's real friends. She lived in a car with Jasmine. Jasmine bamboozled her. Look, Jasmine bamboozled her and told her to move up to New York, and knowing that she was going to get kicked out the house. But they're like real friends. And they kicked her out the house this week. Remember I told you, I was like, she's not in the promo. I was like, I feel like she doesn't make it through the season. She doesn't make it through the season. We'll get back to that. So here's my only criticism. Well, not my only criticism. The thing that stood out to me this week, because I know quite a few people. That wasn't a part of how I grew up. I didn't go to Martha's Vineyard growing up, but I know a lot of people that did, like successful, like Black folks that would, you know, summer in Martha's Vineyard. And I have to say, that's the element of the show that I feel is missing. I feel like we just got a group of Black people that know about Martha's Vineyard, and we put them there, as opposed to people that have summered there, that have family and roots in Martha's Vineyard. Anyone else? I'm like, you know what this is missing? Like, we need that one person or two or three that really have roots in Martha's Vineyard, and they have history. And maybe they do, and they just have not shared that at length, or maybe I forgot it from episode 1, but this is only episode 3. So I just feel like, based off the people I know, the hoity-toity people that I know that used to summer in Martha's Vineyard, I just feel like I want that, at least, even if we had one person on the cast that summered in Martha's Vineyard all their lives and they have roots, and then, you know, one weekend we're going to their family's home, their estate. So producers, I know you watch. Hey, I'm not even being, because they told me about the show, y'all. They watch. Producers, next season, can we find that person? Can we find that person? Because I want that. Because that for me would really be the cherry on top for the show. Because I feel like the show is good. I like the cast of characters for the show. But I need that, because if I didn't know people that grew up in Martha's Vineyard, then I probably wouldn't feel that way. But I know people that's part of their summers. That's where they go. That's what they do. They have roots in Martha's Vineyard. And I just realized with this cast of folks, I was like, nobody really has roots there. Yes, they may have heard of it. Maybe they spent a summer or two. But like, I want a person that has family there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure they will do reality TV. Why didn't that happen? Look, why didn't that happen? Anyway, that's just my suggestion for season 2. But I'm enjoying season 1 the way it is. But I feel like, if they had that element where someone roots there, I would like, this would be amazing. Amazing. See, even Robin said, hold on, where's Robin's comment? Hold on. Robin says, I know hoity-toity people who summer there and have for years. Their family-owned home. That's what I want there. Even if we had 1 or 2 people that have that sort of history. That's what I want for next season, please. Look, please. Even though I have to say, even without that, for me, the season's been solid. I know it's only episode 3, but I just want that. Yes, please. I mean, Jasmine has stepped up. She's really trying to be the host of the situation. Even if Jasmine had grown up there, but Jasmine didn't grow up there. I feel cheated. No, I'm playing. It's okay. All right, moving on. Let's start at the top of this episode because you know how the episode ended, and that was with our boy Amir stepping to Phil. So you know Phil is Bria's friend and Shanice's friend, and he came in just like a storm. All right. Apparently, he's very upset because he wanted to have his own room, and Nick is in his room. So he went and pooped in Nick's toilet and left it there. Look. Nick is problematic, okay? But with my producer hat on, no, Nick wouldn't have survived. He just came in too hot too soon. But I didn't want to see Mariah go. But I understand they're trying to be consistent. And she did physically touch Bria. But I have to say, when I did the video last night talking about this, Mariah leaving, a lot of you were like, no, I want Bria to go. A lot of you do not like Bria. Yes. Oh, Lorraine, thank you. Lorraine says, you're right. You are right, Kempire. The legacy part is missing. This is too historical a place to not have this. Yeah, that's the element. And I know there's plenty of those young folks of the hoity-toity families that would have done reality TV. Please, I hope you're looking for them now. Come on, summer's here. You know they're gonna film season 2 come this summer. We need that. We need that, producers. I'm giving you a heads up. Oh my! See, everyone's saying Bria is horrible. People would have preferred Bria leaving, but I look. Bria's necessary. You know why? Because she has the dog Milo, and he's the star. He's the star. Well, Phil just came in so hot, causing all kinds of trouble, stepping to everybody, just being so ridiculous. And I don't know if he was just doing that for television or if that's just who he is. But Bria says that's not the person that she knows. And remember, Bria was the one that invited Phil to the house. So you know at the end of last week's episode, my boy Amir stepped to him. And I was like, whoa, this is going left real quick. And I was like, I hope they don't really fight. And look, he might be a little man. Look, I mean, in comparison to Phil. But he's you know I got a crush on what's his name? Damn, Amir. I can't even think of his name right now. I'm like, ooh. I mean, come on, look at this man. Okay, Gord. But you know what made me more attracted to him? Shut up. You know what made me more attracted to Amir? Is that he's nerdy, that he is, he can cook. This week we find out he can cook. His parents sent him to culinary camp. Where they do that at? Culinary camp? I mean, some of us need to be going to culinary camp because some of you can't even cook for yourselves right now. So he's able to cook. He's got body yaddy yaddy. I love the little joke he had with Preston this week. I was like, oh, so he's okay with the boys fawning over him. Okay. I like Amir. And I feel he's not who I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be like this dumb jock. I'm sorry. I have my prejudices too. Just based off of what we saw. I was just like, okay, is he going to be like a dumb jock or something? But no. He's so sweet. You saw when poor Mariah getting kicked out the house. He was one of the only one besides her friend to go say goodbye to her and hug her. I mean, he probably felt a little guilty because he was the one to put the dog's toys in with the laundry, which caused the fight with Mariah and Bria. But you know, when he tried to tell them, he was just like, I have a thing for sexy nerds. And look, I don't mean that in a derogatory way, Amir. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying in general. But I have to say, I find him very likable. I actually find him more likable than all of the guys. I mean, besides Preston, all the heterosexual men. I find him like, look, he might be even more likable than Preston because Preston's a little shady, but still, I really like Amir. I could go on and on and on about Amir all day, but then I don't want to feed his ego and think that I want him. I don't want you, Amir. I mean, I wouldn't. Never mind. Never mind. Oh my goodness. Oh, Amir. Look. Good looking. And you know what I appreciate? Because, in this episode, he talks about he didn't grow up. Remember, he's Lebanese and black, but he grew up in Texas. So I don't think he grew up around a lot of black people either. He said he really appreciated learning from other black people about the historic history of Martha's Vineyard. So I like Amir. And again, I'm going to say I need a reunion. Anyone else want a reunion? And I want Mariah to come. And I want Phil to come. I want Phil to come because he's a mess. And he's going to be a mess at this reunion. I know he was there for a hot second. Scherster says, I love him and Alex and Preston. Yeah, you know what? Alex grew on me this week when he was talking about how he used to be an F-boy and, he started meditating and all this stuff. So I really do like Alex now this week because I wasn't sure, but I like Alex this week. I still kind of like Nick too. We'll get to Nick. Okay, all right. So Amir steps to Phil, and I don't think, Amir said that, he was bullied, but now he's in a position where he can defend himself and others. So that's why he stepped to Phil, because Phil was getting out of order. And the group decided that they wanted Phil to leave. Okay, but before we get to that part, Phil has a conversation with Jordan, who is also one of my new faves. Well, not one of my new faves. I really like Jordan from Jump. Okay. Do I have a picture of Jordan? Ooh, I don't think I have a picture of Jordan. Y'all know I haven't been in the studio, but I have the general picture. Jordan is on the far left in the white. All right. Far left in the white standing. Beautiful girl. She was on Watch What Happens Live with Marlo last night. Poor thing. But, Jordan for me, and I know some people might not like Jordan, but she speaks her mind. And she really was trying to have a conversation with Phil, trying to, make peace. And Phil was just being silly. He said, my beef is with Bria and Milo. And she's like, why with Milo? He was like, oh, he had me running around this house after him. But then it goes left really quickly when he threatens to go, poop in her toilet. And then she goes off. At one point, he calls her. He's like, yeah, but you're cute. And you already know. She's self-aware. She knows she's a good-looking girl, but she always wants to make you guys understand that she's more than a pretty face. I can appreciate that. About Jordan. But she goes from 0 to 100 on Phil when he threatens to go poop in her toilet. She was like, go ahead. And she called him the B word. So it went left very quickly and caused the House to vote on whether or not he should leave. And they all voted for him to leave. And they told Bria she's going to have to leave. She's going to have to tell him to leave. JB says, Phil must have been drinking from that time the sun came up that day. You think he was that drunk? You think it was just that? Or is that just his personality? According to Bria, that's not who she knows and loves. She said she was very embarrassed the next day. So the group votes for him to go. And then they tell Bria, you have to tell him that he has to go. And then Bria was like, oh, he has to go? Well, what about Mariah? She got physical with me. And I'm like, oh, damn. And she did. Look, she did. She did get physical with her. Oh, where's my picture with, oh, I thought I had the picture here. I guess I don't. But Mariah. I like Mariah, and I see a lot of people liked Mariah as well, but I also understand they have to be consistent. They have to be fair. But Mariah was just like, why did they have a conversation with me? Why did they just automatically believe Bria? But Jordan saw it too, and Jordan was just like, yeah, she was doing too much. But I feel like they could have had a conversation, and it could have been resolved instead of just sending Mariah home. Because look at Mia on Real Housewives of Potomac. She did a lot more, and they kept her. And it's the same production company, y'all. Look, it's the same production company. But look, it wasn't up to production. It was up to the group. They were the ones who decided on their own. Lakia says Mariah didn't push her. She made contact with Bria, unfortunately. She definitely made contact. Jasmine says that, oh, hold on. The comments are moving quick. Hold on. Someone says Uncle Phil was tripping. You know what? Come on. Jasmine says, but Bria was just as confrontational as Mariah. I mean, I would have to go back and watch the scene. She definitely was confrontational, but I don't feel like she touched her. Okay, baby said that little tap was nothing. Come on. And yes, Kitty wants to remind us that it was Amir's fault, and he admits it. He admits it later. He has great comedic timing too, because he comes in later. He's like, and it was my fault. And I think that's part of the reason why he went in and gave Mariah a hug, because it was his fault. He was the one who put the clothes in. But I feel like they could have had a conversation, and Mariah could have stayed. But Bria, she wanted her gone. She says, if my friend has to leave, Mariah has to leave. Jasmine's friend. Now, Jasmine's like, oh, damn. Either way, I feel like there should have been a conversation before Mariah left. Because I don't feel like you should just automatically kick someone out without a conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like Mariah could have stayed, because I don't feel like Mariah is necessarily someone that's threatening. Phil, he was a little bit of, you don't know what he's going to do next. You know what I mean? So, and he came in hot. Look. Oh, Life Leah says Bria was attacked by Mariah. Look. This is all over because of Amir. Amir did this. This is Amir's fault. Damn it. B Cutie says that Phil was annoying. Yeah, I wish Mariah stayed. The other broad. Look, the other broad. Here's what it is. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. How are you feeling about it? How are you guys rating it? Be sure to rate it if you haven't already in the live chat on YouTube. Those of you that are watching on TikTok, let me know how you'd rate Martha's Vineyard. Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. Let me say thank you. Shout out to Ali for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Miss Bernice, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Bernice says, Amir can step to Phil, but he couldn't tell them he put the dog's clothes in the dryer. He tried, Miss Bernice. Amir tried. They have video footage. He was just like, but sometimes women are a lot more intimidating than men. And they were going back and forth. And he was like, but wait, I mean, he really could have changed the whole situation if he had stepped in. And like, ladies, it was my fault. Oh, Amir. Whoa. Ali, thank you or Ali. I apologize. Thank you so much for the super chat. Doesn't Bria sound like Sheena from Vent? Oh, shoot. And you already know how I feel about Sheena. I have to listen back. I kind of zone out when she starts speaking. What do you guys think? Do you think that she sounds like Sheena, Bria on Summer House? Trauma Queen says Amir sucks. I mean, look, this is not Kempire After Dark. Let me focus. Caribbean Cutie says Bria is annoying. She's too much. But here's the thing. I know you guys do not like Bria, but Bria has to be on this show because there has to be that balance of personalities. You can't love everyone on the show. I wouldn't want to see the show without Bria and Milo, especially Milo. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Melanin Magic says that's Kemp's man and he gonna stick beside him. I mean, for now. Look, there are rumors about Amir, so right now I'm gonna stick beside him until I see those tweets for myself. Okay. Brenita says Bria didn't let anyone know she was bringing the dog. I know everyone. Look, we understand Bria is not perfect. But I would not want to watch this show without that personality being there as well. I'm just saying. She gives me the vibe like she grew up in Martha's Vineyard. Like if she didn't tell me, I'm like, oh, did she grow up in Martha's Vineyard? No. That's the one thing that this show is missing is that person that has the history of Martha's Vineyard. All right, let me focus. So Phil's gone. They had to have production and security take Phil out. I mean, he wasn't like being aggressive, but I think they kind of knew. They allowed Mariah to sleep in though. They did allow Mariah to, sleep the night there, which I thought was good. Unlike Phil. But we are going to get two more people coming next week. And I'm excited to see their personality. So for me, that feels good because now it feels fresh. Now we have even more new personalities to get to know as we're getting to know these other personalities. How would I rate this episode? I thought this was a solid episode. I probably would give this episode an 8. I mean, it made me sad to see Mariah go, but I feel like it was a solid episode. So I probably would give this episode an 8. What about you guys? How would you rate this episode? Yo-Yo says Bria is from Calabasas, hence the voice. Oh, is she? I don't remember all the details of where these people are from. I do know that they don't summer in Martha's Vineyard. Well, now they might, but please. Well, maybe Summer. Summer looks like someone. Summer is coming next week. She looks like someone that may have roots in Martha's Vineyard, but I might be wrong. Look, I might be wrong. Robin says Bria is Nouvariche, high salaried but bougie by the way of watching Hillary Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Courtney says Amir is so hot. I mean, he really is. I hate to keep saying that, but you know what makes him hotter for me? Look, here we go. What makes him hotter for me is that he seems so. He doesn't seem like all about like he's not caught up in his hotness. You know what I mean? Like he seems like a sweet, genuine guy, and he's very much in like with Jordan, and it seems like Jordan is starting to warm up to him. Maybe I heard he has a girlfriend though, so maybe it didn't work out for them. Look. Okay. Moving on from that. So Phil voted out. Bria says Mariah has to go then too. All right. Jasmine has the conversation with Mariah, and I was concerned for Jasmine because I was like, how is she going to navigate this conversation? And we don't know Mariah like that to know how she's going to react to this. Mariah was hurt though, because she felt not hurt by Jasmine, but hurt that the group, she says that she feels like betrayed by her friends because like no one even tried to hear her side of it. All right. Okay. Moving on. So Mariah gets ready to go, and she says she is ready to go, and she this will give her time to focus on her son because you remember she does have a son. So Shanice, oh my God, I don't know how I feel about Shanice. Oh no, that's not Shanice. Where's Shanice on here? I know I have a picture of Shanice. So Shanice. I already told you, I didn't tell you guys, but I felt when Shanice was introduced, I was like she seemed like a good time girl, very fun, da-da-da-da. But I just felt like something was off about Shanice. So we have this scene where Shanice is in the bathroom. She's taking a long time. Amir knocks. He's like, I'm ready. I want to get in there. And she's like, huh, what's coming? She comes out with her breasts bared. And she still had her thong on. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I was just like, oh, but she already said that she was interested in Amir. We all are, Shanice. So she comes out with her breast hanging out. And Amir's focused on Jordan. He said 20-year-old Amir probably would have been like, yes. So I'm already looking at Shanice like, interesting. And not because she came out with her breast, just her behavior. There's been things. Only for later for us to find out that she was accused of stalking her boyfriend, who's an actor. Look, okay. He was on Insecure. I don't remember him. But yeah. Oh, yeah. and them breaking the fourth wall when Shanice came out and Amir looks up at the camera. Y'all saw that? Y'all caught that? Not up and down if y'all caught that. And then the camera actually moves. So that says to me, if they try to hide from the cameras, that camera can go like this, like this, like this, like this. They're not playing. The camera was like, yes, we saw it. We saw way too much on this show already this season. It's only episode 3. Okay, hold on. Tori says, if a man came out with his parts swinging, it'd be seen different. Not cool. I thought the same thing, but then I was like, you know what? Here's the difference. Men walk around with their chests out all the time. We have the same thing, except, women. And look, here in New York, a woman can technically walk around with her top off. I think we have sexualized that a lot. And I said, okay, it's a little bit different because if we were talking about a man showing his private area, that would be one thing. If she came out and showed her private area, then it'd be another thing. So that's where I rationalized. I had the same initial thought, and I was just like, okay. Mr. Melody Magic says, first off, the actor was on 2 episodes of Insecure, so let's stop. He's an actor, okay? So I did find the article where he talks about, where they talk about this whole situation with Shanice. Am I the only one, though, that believes it? Am I the only one? I kind of believe it. Okay, I'm going to go through it with you guys because, look, that's what we do. Let me do this. Sarita says that Shanice is thirsty and semi-psychotic. I mean, I get the vibe. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't get the vibe, like something's not all there with Shanice. I really do feel like there's something there with Shanice, and that's why I kind of believe the story. All right? So this is the actor. Okay, this is the actor. I'm going to put in quotes, actor. This is what the article says from Black Sports Online. Okay? Oh, Lord. Let me read this to you guys, because this is a mess. So they write this. Here is your messy story for the day. And it's really messy and very crazy. How did I miss this story? All right? How long ago was this story, y'all? This was in 2021. Well, it was the pandemic. We had other things going on. And these people we don't really know like that. He was on Insecure for a hot second. So actor Norman Towns, who is known for his parts in Insecure and The Affair, is going through a breakup right now, and it's really nasty. He uploaded the details on his IG, and man, I feel bad for him because it would seem like his now ex, Shanice Jordan, is stalking him like big time. Towns says that he broke up with her after he saw a text of her saying she slept with him one night, someone else the next night, and was planning on sleeping with an NFL player the night after, and she isn't taking the breakup well. He says that he doesn't know what to do because he's blocked her on all socials, had to change his number. She sent explicit pics to companies he's working with. She's sleeping outside his house, allegedly. I'm just going to add that. Making fake accounts in his name, sending food to his door, and constantly emailing him every day. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Did you guys notice when they were talking about this later in the episode where the girls, they were like, well, they were making it seem like that they were like really like trying to justify Shanice's behavior, but Shanice admitted to some of it. Okay. He has provided evidence and asked for help from anyone that has been through this because the police haven't done much after he's filed 7 police reports. He's even said he's tried to get a restraining order, but was denied. According to Shanice, he was denied because he was still texting with her. This is according to this one. I don't know, y'all. I believe him. And poor Alex was so scared. He's like, keep your distance, keep your distance, keep your distance. So he said he tried blocking her number and emails like he was told, but he showed a video of how many numbers and emails she had, and it's insane. Like, who believes it, y'all? If you believe it, let me know. Say yes in the chat. So they do provide the different numbers. Like I'm looking at the different numbers that he provided. I'm looking at the original Instagram story that he posted. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you what he originally posted on Instagram back in 2021. So now this is resurfacing. I'm surprised that this was even news because we don't know who he is and we don't care who she was at the time. Hold on, y'all. Let me bring this over. Hold on. Okay. Let me go back here. Let me save this. Hold on. There we go. All right. What'd I just do? Sorry, y'all. Let me enlarge it. There we go. So he says this in this Instagram story that he posted, and he posted a lot. He says, I was dating a woman named Shanice, Miss Shanice Jordan, and I broke it off for reasons I'll keep private out of respect for her. But it just didn't work out. Unfortunately, she hasn't taken our breakup well and has been harassing me to the point I don't know what to do. I blocked her on all socials and had to change my number. She has sent explicit pictures of us to people and companies I'm working with, sleeping outside my house, making fake accounts in my name, applying for random jobs as me. Like, this is too specific, y'all, for him to be lying. This is too specific. And let's be honest, you don't sit here and act as if the police won't take this sort of situation serious, especially when a man is accusing a woman. Anyways, I'm going to continue. What happened to believing the victim? He says that she's making fake accounts in my name, applying for random jobs as me, sending food to my door constantly, and filled my emails with messages every day. If any of my followers has been through something similar with a man or woman and have helpful advice, I would love some. The police haven't been as helpful. Thanks in advance. This is deep. And then he posted her Instagram account and says, this is who is harassing me and others. I've pressed full charges against her, so it all worked out. But I'll share this story here. So he's showing all of the information. Oh, wait, hold on. Ooh, some of this, look, okay, Alexis says, Kempire, we definitely believe him. Okay, I thought I was the only one. She's an Aries, Samira. Samira said, what's her sign, y'all? Didn't she say she was an Aries in this episode? I don't know Aries to be like this. Let me see something. Hold on. So okay, let me post this, y'all. So he posts a lot of stuff back in the day on his Instagram story. We're not going to go through all of it, but I thought it was too specific. All the details of what he's accusing her of was too specific. So he posted all these different numbers that she was calling him from. Oh my goodness. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. In these text messages from like 4 different numbers. Oh no, 5. 5 different numbers. She says, unblock me. Oh my God. What is happening? And then she apparently was emailing him, and all of them from her personal email. Okay, some of the things that she said in the email. Look, the email. One email says, oh, I wish I could read the emails, but one of the emails she says, I will F your career up since you want to ignore me. Then she says, allegedly, I'm effing your ish up. You keep ignoring me. No, not stopping. I'm not stopping. And then she says, since you want to ignore me, I'm effing your ish up. I'm sending HBO everything you want to treat me like. And that's all we see of the message. And then she says, I'm not leaving your apartment. Like, this is deep, y'all. I'm not going to go through all of it, but the man said, oh my goodness, this was a mess. But I believe him. Anyone else? I believe him. Because as soon as we met her, I got a vibe. And I have to start paying attention to my vibes because I got a vibe from her. I was just like, I don't know, something's off about her. And it's not because she's like a good time girl having a good time. There's just something off about her. And then this rumor came up. And this is why Alex, he said the night before he was sent this information about her. That's why he was like, I need personal space. Because he probably read this article too and was just like, oh, shoot, she is. Allegedly. She denied. She said part of it was true, but not necessarily. He tried to get a restraining order against her, and she said they denied it because he was still texting with her. Was he just texting her, leave me alone? Damn. Let me say thank you, guys, and then we'll get back into this mess. Jess, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, are you going to recap Young, Famous, and African? Yes, I am. I just have to rewatch. You know, I like what I like to do, but we're going to break it down in parts. We'll probably start doing a recap of it on Wednesday, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. I am going to recap. I'm going to do it in parts, though. Thank you for the super chat. Rashima, thank you so much for being a member for the last 3 months. She says, Mariah came in hot from the get-go. I believe she was mad because they weren't receptive to the voodoo ceremony. Mariah was angry upon approach. Okay. Justice for Mariah. Look. Alexis, thank you for the super chat. She says, Shanice's ex looks exactly like Amir. Oh, you're right. Right. Hold on. You're right. Oh my God. Amir, run, boo. Amir, run. Look. He does. Amir, run. Like, Amir should be the one running. You heard what she said? She was interested in Amir. That's why she came out showing off her. Samira, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I died when Jasmine said, obviously, if you don't answer, you'll have... Right? I was like, what is wrong with you? She says, obviously, if you don't answer, you're going to have 40 missed calls. What? That's what I was like, these girls are justifying Shanice's behavior. And I'm like, I don't know if that sounds right to me. Okay? But thank you for the super chat, Samira. Miss Bernice, thank you so much for another super chat. She says they both were toxic and couldn't end the relationship. Come on. Oh my God. What? I mean, I don't know what he did to her, but damn. TB, thank you so much for the super chat. TB says Shanice has zero impulse control. That's what I see. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone on this one. All right. I don't know how. I didn't want to forget about this story in regards to Shanice. We'll get back to talking about it a little bit in just a second. All right, let me move on. So Amir says goodbye to Mariah because he feels guilty. Bria says she's embarrassed by Phil's behavior. She calls Phil and Shanice and Bria are telling him, you need to apologize. And he's like, I'm not apologizing. He says, F all of y'all. He said, F all of y'all. So Cherie says, one sounds a little bit more toxic. I mean, I agree. Look, I agree with you right there. One does sound a little bit more toxic than the other. I mean, you can decide who you think that is. Okay? All right. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook. I appreciate you guys and those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. And, of course, our friends and family watching on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. And don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We have almost 1,000 people here for our recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. If you're part of the replay crew, as always, I want to know your thoughts as well on the episode or the last 3 episodes and what you're thinking about the show and what you thought about what I had to say about the show. Jenna, no, we did not miss it because they talk about this towards the end of the episode. Jenna says, did we miss where they said they got fired from the Playboy Club? These ladies don't seem that responsible. Yeah, because at one point, what was it, Shanice? Yeah, it was Shanice and Jasmine. They apparently went to a party in Brooklyn and went back to the Playboy Club drunk. And according to Shanice, they both got fired, even though Jasmine says, I'm all about my coins and I pulled it together and I was able to work. I mean, they were in their 20s. Like, I don't really judge people that harshly. I mean, if this happened the other day, then, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it did happen the other day. Oh, Lord. Anyways, so Phil is not apologetic at all. Mariah says that she's mourning her friendships, as I told you before, because no one spoke to her about how everything went down before siding with Bria. As I said to you before, Amir admitted to being the one putting the laundry, so he was the cause of this fight that ended up Mariah leaving. Hopefully, he apologizes to her at the reunion that I'm rooting for. Okay, I'm rooting for a reunion. And this is where we get to know a little bit more about Alex, because Alex talked about how he used to be an F-boy till he started doing meditation. He's been more mindful. So he's really been trying to change his life. And I was like, okay. But you know what? I think that just comes with maturity. I think when you're in your 20s, I mean, am I going to say it's okay to be an F-boy? Not really. But I would allow it more in your 20s versus you getting grown. You know what I mean? But, he's found meditation. He's doing the yoga. All right. He's scared of Shanice. He wants his personal space. And now we know why. Because the night before, he said someone sent him this article about her. And he probably went through all of what was said. So he's like, I need personal space, personal space. We also find out that Nick has a secret. So, the guys are all talking. Amir says he has a thing for Jordan, even though Shanice is throwing the boobies in front of his face. And Silas was like, oh, who else has it for Jordan? And everybody in the car is like, I'm looking at Silas like, you got a thing for Jordan too? Married man? I'm just paying attention. But this is where we find out that Nick has a secret. And we clearly know what the secret is by the end of the episode. Nick has a girlfriend. Or he didn't even say girlfriend because they had to say it for him. And so I was just trying to understand, maybe they're just seeing each other and they haven't made it official. Because, Nick has been in the DMs of Bria, Jordan, who else? Bria, Jordan, and Shanice. And according to Shanice, in those DMs, he asked her to marry him. Do you think he was just being facetious? Why am I coming up with excuses for Nick? This is why we need a reunion. Can we get a reunion not hosted by Andy Cohen? Thank you. Just saying. Cece says Nick is strange in my opinion. I mean, he is a little strange. He is a little strange. I'm not going to take that away from him. Look, I'm not going to take that away from him. But this is when we find out that there's some sort of secret. All right. So the group goes to the Inkwell Beach, and this is where they try to add a little bit more depth to why we're doing this summer house in Martha's Vineyard and the deep, rich history. Amir is like, yes, I love seeing this. I love hearing this. I love learning this from other Black people, because he's like, I didn't grow up with this. And I was like, all right. They play their games and stuff. I could care less about the games, but of course we were included. I don't know. These people were dizzy. Why did Milo get on a team before? What was it, before Jasmine? Who was left over? I don't remember. All right. So Shanice confronts Alex at the beach about him needing distance, but he doesn't tell her what he knows. He's just like, I'm big on my space and stuff like that. I think Alex is scared of her, but based on what I've seen in this article, I would have been scared too. Anyone else? I would have been scared too. But they do have a conversation. All right. So they go back to the house, and this is where we find out, and this is why we fall more in love with our boy Amir. Okay, Amir, you got to turn it down, because we don't need Shanice getting more attracted to you. Okay. All right. It's very clear what she's attracted to. All right. Just saying. So apparently he can cook. So he's cooking, all the group is, coming together to cook. The food looked good. Anyone, maybe because I was hungry when I was watching this, and I'm still hungry right now. So callers, it will be short. I'm watching the food. The food looked good. And of course, Preston is the comedy relief. Okay. Preston, it was like, when Amir was talking about putting breadcrumbs on his mac and cheese, and he was like, no, He's like, because I'm black, I don't do that. So I appreciate that because black people, this is what we talk for the white people that are watching. This is how black people talk when white people aren't watching. This is what we say. So I appreciate that about this show too. But the mac and cheese was mac and cheese then. That mac and cheese looked good too. But all the food looked good. Damn, all of it looked good. Look. Oh, so I enjoyed that moment. Silas. Okay. So Silas, we already suspected. He's a little, I don't know what the word is, a little chauvinist, a little bit of a chauvinist. He has a very particular way. But remember, they met, Silas and Jasmine met during the pandemic. And there are a lot of couples that met during the pandemic. And when you're in the pandemic, it was a different time. You weren't out and about having a good time with like your friends and partying because you couldn't, unless you were in Florida. I'm just saying. You really couldn't do that. So Silas was like, I don't know this Jasmine. I don't know her in this space of friends. And according to her friends, they say they feel like Jasmine is a different person. I think Jasmine has sort of like pretended to be a particular way with Silas, but she has this whole other life that he didn't know about. So they get into this whole conversation about going out and, if a man buys you a drink, you shouldn't give a drink. Ladies, I want to know how you feel about that. As a gay man, I can't relate. I don't know. Look, somebody buys me a drink, I'm going to take it. I don't care who it is. But Silas said if a woman accepts a free drink from a man, he might be expecting something. And I'm like, is that on him? Why is that on me? Who's accepting the drink? Sis on the Move says, I think you need to take in Silas' culture, because he's Liberian, right? As well, even though he grew up in the U.S., which is true. But according to Jasmine's friends, they feel like she's different. They feel like Jasmine's a different person now. TB says, yep, Jasmine pretended and now she regrets it. She's a little scared. She says this in the truth booth. Oh, Jasmine. So that seems to be a little bit of an issue. For Silas and Jasmine this season in regards to their relationship. Hey, Janelle. Janelle says, if someone buys me a drink, then I just say $15. I am happy. Kay says, exactly. It's as if he doesn't trust her. Or her friends. Or her friends. But based off what, after he watches this show, he's going to know a lot about Jasmine and her heyday as a Playboy bunny. I didn't even know they had that here in New York. Just saying. Pam, thank you so much for the super chat. Pam says, appreciate all your hard work, Kempire. This crew seems irresponsible. Phil was too much. Thank you so much, Pam. Oh my goodness. You know how I do feel is responsible? Amir. Look, take a shot every time I say Amir. Okay. We didn't get enough of Milo this episode. I just want to say that. I just want to point that out. Alexis says, are you taking calls today? I really shouldn't, but I will. But callers, you gotta be brief. Because I still have to go make dinner. It's been a busy day. This is my second live of the day, third video of the day. So you have to be brief. Everyone's getting an amendment. I don't care who it is. Matter of fact, we have almost 1,000 people. Can we get to 400 likes? And I'll drop the call-in link for the general audience. Members, I'm not dropping it for you. All right? It's every man for himself. Look, every man for himself. Be sure to like the video if you haven't. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to all of you that's sending cash at Venmos, PayPal, Super Chats, Super Stickers. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel, but you can also support the channel. Oh, damn. B says we had enough of Milo. But Fork of Delight says, more Milo, please. He's a cutie patootie. See, Belicious likes Milo too. Oh, he's a star of the show. Come on now. Look, he's even in the promo. Come on, he's even in the promo. How do you not love him? Anyway, so at the end of this episode, Nick admits to having someone in New York. And they were like, someone, like a girlfriend? He's like, yeah, I guess it's a girlfriend. And that's where Bria drops the bomb. She's just like, well, Nick has been in my DMs, Shanice's DMs, Jordan's DMs. And then Shanice says, he even asked me to marry him. I mean, obviously he was being facetious. They hadn't even met yet. Right? Right? I don't know. Okay, we hit over 400 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys. Let me pull this up. Let me switch to our callers thingamajig too. Hold on, let me just do this first. All right, so today we're going to just drop the call-in link. Again, callers, please keep in mind, I'm going to put a timer on. Also, no profanity, no derogatory statements, short and sweet. You will be banned indefinitely if you break any of those rules. Okay? Just saying. Okay. So Nick's got a girlfriend. I look, here's the thing. To have a girlfriend, he could be just dating this person and they haven't decided that. I feel like he decided that in the moment in their conversation where he was sort of like, yeah, I guess she is sort of my girlfriend. Oh, T. Hutch says, Nick is lying. It's not a girlfriend unless that person identifies as. I mean, that's true. Because he didn't sound definitive when he said it. He didn't sound definitive. Guys, how are you feeling about Martha's Vineyard? Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I saw Jordan on Watch What Happens Live last night. I like her. I hope we get to see more of the crew. Preston was there as well. I hope we get to see more of the crew. Amir. I'm going to feel very uncomfortable when Andy Cohen starts. First of all, Andy Cohen was flirting with the football player who wrote the book. You know, Andy Cohen allegedly has a thing for black men, right? So every time I see a sexy black man talking to Andy, seems a little invested, but I'm going to be a little upset if he flirts with my man Amir. Only I'm allowed to flirt with Amir. I really look at Amir. It's not that deep. There's too many men in the world for me to be that deep. Okay. Woo. That's what he said. Okay. Let's get to the callers. We got a few people backstage. Deborah says, I really like this show. You know, these Kappa men are hoes. Are they? People said I should be a Kappa man. I'm not a hoe. Okay. Exactly. La Heather says, agree, Kemp. We need roots or history for this show. It deserves it. Yeah. Because I feel like someone that grew up, spending summers there would have a totally different perspective. And I feel like they would bring that energy to even the house. You know what I mean? And then we could go visit their family, maybe go to their house. Just saying. Philly John says, Andy admits he likes bros. Oh, has he ever really admitted it? I know he just likes boys, but not boys. You know what I mean? He likes men. All right, let's get to the call so I can get out of here and make dinner. Okay, hold on. Let me put the timer ready. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it goes. Janelle. What's going on, Janelle? Hold on, Janelle, don't say anything. Let me switch this. Let me put my disclaimer up. Hold on. There we go. Janelle, what's going on?
Bonjour, Kempire. What's up? Okay.
So apparently you're watching the show.
Apparently. I love this show. I kiki, I laugh. I don't cry, but I definitely laugh. I enjoy the show thoroughly. I am loving all the women. I like most of the men. I think, listen, Kappas, I'm gonna just say this. My brother is an alpha. So I already have a certain inclination towards alpha men. But Kappas, word on the street, they be out here in these streets. Okay? That's all I know. I don't know this for a fact. I just know this from my brother who went to an HBCU and his good friends were all Kappas. So, yeah. I mean, they make great husbands, but you got to work a while to get them to be husband material because they be out here in these streets from what I heard, allegedly. I don't know. You can't generalize all Kappas, but you know what I'm trying to say. Also, I was so sad that they got rid of Mariah. I wanted her to stay, but you know what? I think it was good that she left because her vibe was completely different from the others. But I love the show. I'm gonna keep watching every week, and No one cares about Norman Towns. Okay, bye.
Oh my, damn! Come on, Norman Towns, Shanice's ex-boyfriend. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna bring up Brooklyn Star next. What's going on, Brooklyn Star?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. With this show, I didn't expect that to be his secret because he gives me fluid. Honestly, he gives me more than fluid, but I'll just say fluid for, to keep the peace. I think Alex gives me a little bit fluid as well. I think Alex gives me a little bit fluid as well.
Not Amir.
Amir's voice I find very David Beckhamish, but visually he's nice to look at. So I'm not going there yet. If you want me to, I'll put him in a fluid box for you.
Thank you.
No. But yes, this show really needs like a background. Do you remember that movie, The Wedding, with Lynn Whitfield and Halle Berry? I need that. I need like you can't get into some places. I need a delusional grandmother that's still probably paper bagging the friends. I need like some like that type of background, like, to spice it up purely for TV's sake, not like in real life, but
Yeah.
because there's a lot of history, but the class level is not there for what you expect of Martha's Vineyard. But yeah, and also the dog, I know why she didn't tell anybody about the dog. I have the same one, a short hair. They are so codependent. They will drive you crazy. They can't be with anyone but the person that owns them.
Oh.
Insane.
Oh, damn.
You can't even leave them with people. Yeah. But no, seriously.
Oh.
No problem.
All right, Brooklyn Star. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, that makes sense. Poor thing. Whoa. We need a reunion. Okay, Gracie, we know. Gracie says Amir's booed up. Yeah, with me. Imagine. Anyways. Jenna, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Jenna?
Hey y'all, happy Monday.
You
I'll
too.
try to be thank you. I'll try to be short, especially because my little 3.5-year-old supervisor keeps bothering me. But I wanted to put this in real quick. I'm team I know you say be team yourself, but I'm team justice for Mariah. I feel like you have to start from the beginning when stuff happens. Bria got crunk and got in people's face when Jasmine and Mariah tried to talk to her about the dog thing, which she did bring without permission. I've never been a fan of people who do that emotional support vibe, emotional support dog thing, when it's really you just wanted to bring your pet with you. And I feel like that's the case for her. And really, when the altercation happened around the laundry, I feel like Bria kind of got in Mariah's face first and tried to snatch the clothes from her. Then Mariah kind of pulled back, which to me was a example of not just trying to like, you're not going to punk me, but also I'm stepping back away from you. And then Bria continues to get in her face and got louder when other people came over. So I think Bria's a Karen, and she used her stature to spin the situation around on her. And I really don't think that's fair. I think in a sense, Mariah wanted to go home anyway and see her son, but I feel like they did her dirty. And I do agree with other people. There's not the level of class that they really want to be on this show. They're just pretending like they're fancy and Black excellence, which, there's a lot of issues surrounding that term. But let me be quiet because the buzzer doesn't ring on me. I'll see y'all later. Thank
Bye,
you.
Jenna. Ooh, child. Okay, I'm going to bring up Dustin next. What's going on, Dustin? Hey, Dustin, what's going on? Dustin,
gone for a long time, but now I'm back.
Oh, hey, well, we appreciate you being back.
I watch it on Peacock. I don't watch it on Bravo, but I watch it on Peacock, and I like it so far.
You like it so far? Okay. All right. If you had to rate it between 1 and 10, how would you rate it?
I rated it a 9.5.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else, Dustin, before I let you go? Oh, I think I lost you, Dustin. All right, Dustin, I got to drop you. We're going to go into the next call because y'all know I got to go because I got to eat. All right, Miss Bernice, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. You know what? I live in Detroit, and Dearborn is about 15 minutes away from me. So if you're looking for, we have in Dearborn, they got the highest population of Lebanese outside of Lebanon. So if you're looking for a little Amir, this is where you need to come to get one.
Okay.
Okay. This show, like she said about Bria. Bria is the wild card, and she really tripping now. But when her boo thing get there, I think she's going to really piss people off in the group.
Oh,
Because
Simon.
we just seeing a little bit of her Karenicity. Her Karen really going to come out when her other half get there. Okay? And they needed Mariah there because Mariah is like the Mother Earth. She was there to teach you and to help you do better. You got rid of her before she could teach you anything.
All right, Miss Bernice, thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. I mean, she's got a point. Miss Bernice got a point. All right. Alexis, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Alexis?
Hey, Kempire, I'll make it.
Uh-oh, you broke up. Are you there?
Can you hear?
It's breaking up, Alexis.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Are you there?
Okay.
Oh, there
Sorry
you go.
about that.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I love this show, and I think it's because there's a younger, like they're younger than like the Real Housewives or something like that. Like I kind of relate to them a little bit more because I'm like hitting the late 20s and early 30s. So I enjoyed this show, and the point I wanted to make was I really do not think that Nick has a girlfriend. I think he kind of freezes up when he answers questions, and he talks like Sheree and gets to rambling, and he didn't really have anything to say. Like, I mean, I hope this is the last time we bring the girlfriend up. Like seriously, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't think it's true. I really don't.
Okay.
Jasmine, I think they're a really young, fresh couple, as we see, and it's giving Cordell and Portia right now. But I think if they nip it in the bud early, we can see a beautiful relationship. But he is kind of like the traditional man, and I don't think she's gonna have. I don't think she can pretend seriously. So the truth will come out. It's already coming out in the truth booth, as is mentioned. So yeah. And last thing, Shanice. Okay, never mind. Have a good day and eat well.
Thanks, Alexis. Good care.
All right.
Bye. All right, Alan, I'm going to bring you up next. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, the latest episode. This is our very first live recap in studio with callers. So we appreciate you all coming here, making time out of your evening. But if you're part of the replay crew, as always, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to leave your opinion in the comment section. All right. Alan, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So I love this show, actually. I just actually finished watching the most recent episode.
Okay.
I felt like they were wrong for getting rid of Mariah. I did not agree with Bria. I feel like Bria was aggressive first when it came to her. I felt like in that moment, Amir should have stepped up since he was the one who put the clothes in the dryer. That probably would have diffused things between the two of them. But considering that he didn't, that's why things kind of went left with Mariah and Bria. I don't think that she's going to stay. Bria is going to stay because I think with the boyfriend coming, I think that's going to cause some confrontation with Jasmine and Silas based on the preview we see coming up for next week. Because I knew it was going to be an issue anyway when she was like, oh, well, he can come for the whole week. And then now they're saying like, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like that's going to cause some issues.
And then she's saying it's because he's white.
Right. Right. That's what I said. And also, I knew Phil was going to be a problem when he came like on the third day of the trip, and then you try to come and try to like run the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, how can you come in here and try to like demand like, well, it's Bria's fault because Bria's supposed to have my room. Well, when you get here, you get whatever is remaining to you. You don't get to come here and try to, make rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad Amir stood up to him because I was like, all right, Amir, look at you got a little backbone. You ain't. I thought he was gonna be like quiet. But I was like, all right, I mean, you got a little fire inside you.
Bye, Alan.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Kempire.
He sure does got a backside. Leah's backstage. We're going to bring her up. What's going on, Leah?
Hey, how you doing, Kempire?
Well, how are you?
Okay, I'm great. I love the show. I give it about a 10. Yes, Silas and Jasmine remind me of Portia and Cordell. She's not going to make it. They're not going to make it if they don't have a come to Jesus moment. You can't. My mother always said you gotta, however you gotta start, you gotta finish. And she started something that she just can't finish. She faked her funk, and now she's caught out there. So, Mariah's coming back. I have a feeling that Mariah's coming back because they let her sleep overnight. They didn't just kick her out immediately. So I have a feeling that she's going to make another return. Phil reminds me of some of my family members, unfortunately, and some of my friends who I hope he's in rehab, and I hope by the time they have a reunion, he comes back and he's a much better person. He looked like he had a lot of substances going on, not just alcohol, and it was just mixing. He was just mixing, and he was all turned up. So that's kind of indicative of someone who's got a little bit of an issue. And I hope that Bria is. People are coming down on Bria, but Bria needs rehab too. And I'll say that. Go eat. Have a good one.
After you drop that bomb. Bye. Wow. Okay. I'm going to bring up Danielle next. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there.
Hey.
Okay, so as a kid who grew up in the Vineyard and who's been raising my kid in the Vineyard, I came to put some ish to rest.
Okay.
Because here's the real deal. Okay, so I'm gonna go from adult, go backwards. As an adult, when you do this share house like this, Phil would have never been able to come in because when you get a house that has 7 rooms and can sleep, let's say 14, that's 2 to a room. Whoever is like the Jasmine of the bunch, and I have my own Jasmine. Yes, she's married. Yes, she changed when she got married, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to change as a wife. But the person who's heading the house will tell you how much each person has to pay. So Phil came with no room because he didn't pay for a room. This is not how the real housing sharing of houses work. When you're an adult, you share the house, you split the price. The houses maybe about 7,000 for the week. So depending on how many head counts and how many beds you need will determine how much you're gonna pay. And Phil can stay because Phil ain't got no room. He want to put a note on the door. That's not how this works. Your rooms are assigned before you get there because you already had the lay of the land with your contract. That's the first thing. And I think Mariah didn't leave because Mariah had a room. Phil didn't have a room. So that's that. But the history part is the part that's pissing me off.
Yeah.
One thing that they are not talking about is the reason why it is the inkwell. It's where the black people went back in the day. Let me park my truck. Back in the day when they really started this, the inkwell is where, yes, and go watch the movie because it's talked about in the movie Inkwell as well. This is where blacks from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania came, Delaware sometimes, if they had money. They divided this little part of the beach because that's where they allowed black people to go. And those black people, and some of these ladies I've met, some people to their point still have houses there because they were able to buy the land and build the houses. And back then, these were your doctors, your lawyers who were black, working in black communities, giving back to the black people. And this was the only part of the beach that they were allowed to. If you all really paid attention, they're not even staying in the inkwell. I think they're staying over in Edgarstown, which is fine because the houses are bigger over there. They're air conditioned. They have the pools. Truly, at the Inkwell, you have the cookie cutter homes, the cookie homes that you see, the gingerbread homes, and everything, all the cute little colorful homes. Those houses don't have air conditioning. Those houses don't have pools, which is cool. It's expected because you're right there on the water. You really don't even need air conditioning, but they're beautiful houses. And some of them have upgraded their systems to have air conditions. But a lot of what we see is what goes on. I've been in these situations where yes, you have people who don't get along inside the house, but what do? You have like a little family meeting, you discuss it. We've never kicked anyone out that summer. We have not invited them not to come back next summer. And it happens. I mean, when you live with somebody for a week, and we're now thinking about doing 2 weeks, and me and my girlfriend would just work remotely from there because you have the option to do so. But we have met a lot of blacks. We've met people who actually had their houses who have been passed down to them for generations. My first cousin actually bought land there a few years ago. He built his own house. So my younger cousins who are now married to Indian women and all these beautiful women, they're up there every year getting wasted. And I would love to put a camera in my cousin's house and watch their kids who are adults. This would be ideal. No, because it's the younger generation. They would love to do a reality show like this. And when you're saying that you want to see new kids come back, I got the cousins who are the new kids who can come back, who actually parents own the house and own the property that it's built on and is right there downtown, right there off of the Ave where the boat comes in. I just want them to be more realistic. There's so much more to do. There's so much to learn about how blacks got there, why they're there, the history behind it. And it even goes back to Sag Harbor. Sag Harbor is another place where blacks go because back in the day, that was the only spot on the beach and they had to vacate.
Look, Ebony tried to tell y'all on Roni and then y'all fired her.
Then they fired her. They fired her because they don't want to listen. But I love the show. I'm justice for Mariah. I'm with Mariah when she said, I don't want to be in a pool and I try to come up and all the dog head. I'm all with that. I don't want to see you with Amir because to me, you and Amir favor. Amir just has hair. I don't want to see you looking like I don't want you dating somebody that kind of looks like
I
you.
know the gays be doing that too much. Thank you. I won't do it.
So yes, but Amir is cute. I don't like Jordan because I felt like she overdid it with the shove. Mariah didn't shove that girl like that, and Bria did come with the BD energy, like she was going to be big bad and with it. So, and she could have spoke up for herself, like, "Well, I didn't put the stuff in there," and then that would have given Amir the opportunity to say, "Hey, by the way, it was me, y'all. I messed up," and we could have avoided all of this. But I do think that Mariah can come back. I do want a reunion just like you. And Phil was a sucker from the jump. He could have stayed gone, been gone, nothing. That's why he ain't had no room with his little nasty self. He probably didn't even wipe his butt. But we want to talk about
Goodbye,
God.
Danielle. I want to give Danielle extra time because she was giving us the history because as someone that has grown up in the Vineyard. So that's the only reason why I gave her a little extra time. But now, everyone else, a minute. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go cook something, or I'm gonna starve. You want me to waste away? Is that what you want? That I'll waste away. All right, let me bring up Catherine next. What's going on, Catherine?
What's going on? No, we do not want you to waste away. Never that.
Thank you.
But no, justice for Mariah because that other dude was disgusting and he needed to go ASAP. And her friend, the one she slept in a car with,
Mariah,
she definitely deserved a conversation. If not a whole group conversation, at least a one-on-one Kiki cackle. And after someone in the chat mentioned it, Bria is definitely giving Sheena vibes. I can't unsee it. And now, once this boyfriend comes to the house, she needs to go. Her, the fake emotional support dog, they need to go, and she wants to go. So we should just grant her wish. We should just be the genies that she deserves.
Okay.
With kindness.
Oh, all right. All right. Is that it, Catherine?
Yes. You have a good night.
You
have
too.
something good to eat.
Thank you. Take care. All right. And last and definitely not least, we're going to bring up Robin next. What's going on, Robin?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Listen, thank you, Danielle. I love your history. Thank you. I knew that Danielle would be the one. I would have doubled down in Jeopardy all my money for Danielle to come through. Okay, that's not what I called to say. I believe that this show is resonating so much with us is because their ages notwithstanding, they're more relatable because they're more like us. I actually started watching Married to Medicine from season 1 yesterday because I realized I'd never seen it. And I was like, I don't know people like this. This is not real. And so it was great that we were able to relate to them. With regard to the men who are members of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, I will say that they have a reputation for being two things, athletes, and they embrace this playboy image. I will also say, though, I know several Kappas who are gay, and those are the ones who are not hoes. Yay! Just so you know. and speaking of which, if you look in the chat, there are a whole lot of us who think that Nick is fluid, but we're saying gay. And that's it. Now, I just want to say, I'll call in next week about these whole BGLOs because I'm kind of just celebrating my 33rd year in the game. I know a whole lot, the back stuff. So we'll talk later.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Robin, for calling in.
See ya.
Wow. Well, this was our first recap, and I think it was quite successful. Don't you guys think? Don't you think it was quite successful? I think so. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, and those of you watching on Facebook, and of course on on YouTube. I appreciate you all taking time out of your evening to be with us for our recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, where you're watching from, how you'd rate this episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And Nick is not John Legend's cousin. That's Alex. I just saw that comment. Anyways, but thank you all for being here. Final thoughts on this episode. I thought it was solid. Like I said before, my only criticism after watching these first 3 episodes is that I want someone that really has roots in Martha's Vineyard, a part of this cast. I just want to see that. There's always season 2. I think they will get a season 2. Don't you guys think so too? I think it will get a season 2. All right. Danielle, shut up. I do not want to date Nick. No. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow for our Tuesday takeover at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. I still got to even plot and plan what that show is going to be. And I have to finish watching some of the shows that I want to talk about tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow for a Tuesday takeover. Thank you to our moderators, aka our King's Guards. Thank you to our members of the channel. To become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. And of course, thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you for 500 likes. Maybe we can get to 600 before we end the live. You never know. Let's get out of here.
It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will you hold it aside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it aside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will you hold it aside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it aside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize.